What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? It's JP Sutter. No, it's looking a little different, man. We live, bro. Let me see what Facebook talking about. See what Instagram talking about. See what everybody talking about. Hmm. Okay. Okay. It's crazy. Okay. IG acting crazy, y'all. They don't want me to do the woo wop on the woo wop. They don't want me to do the woo wop on the woo wop. But we here though. Facebook, YouTube, what's happening? Okay. Let me make sure I'm where I need to be. Let me make sure y'all tapped in. Make sure y'all tapped all the way in. Y'all tapped in. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, y'all can hear me. What's up, Spike Spielberg? What's up? What's up? Y'all tapped in. All right. They tripping, y'all. The Diddy trial and got a little wild. Diddy trial and got a little wild. Diddy on Diddy on high alert, y'all. If you ever been through any type of situation like this, you already know this is a very intense situation right now because the verdict is back. Well, they haven't said guilty or not guilty. So this the situation right now, y'all. So the jury has decided. Um, they have come to a mutual agreement that Sean Diddy Combs is either guilty or not guilty of the sex trafficking charges and the prostitution charges, but not the racketeering charges. So, in my experience, right, the way that this trial went, I would not be surprised if he beat the racketeering charges. So that's just me being honest with y'all, and me and my criminal history and my history with the criminal justice system and the different things that I understand about the criminal justice system. And usually, especially in a case that was this big, if the jury sat in a room for a day or two and they deliberated and they came and said, okay, we feel like he is anything. Let's say we don't know whether it's guilty or not guilty right now. We don't have a clue, right? We don't really know whether it's guilty or not guilty. But what I can tell you is if they made a decision this fast, I'm almost willing to bet $1,000 to a bucket of shit that they have found that man guilty of those sex trafficking and transportation and lure prostitution, whatever charges. The reason that I'm telling y'all how this works, I know you've seen Law and Order, different things like that. If the verdict come back pretty quick, it's usually because they decided to cook you. And I don't have no type of gripe or no type of defense for some of the things that Sean Combs did. But I don't believe that these charges are legit charges. I believe a lot of this is souped up and they are lynching this man. We're right now we're watching a public lynching. This is a public lynching. And until people actually understand what that means, I think that they're going to continue to argue and fight about the fact that if he did anything wrong. And I'm telling you that he definitely did some things that were wrong. And I'm here to tell you that some of the things that he did, I'm trying to word this right. Some of the things he did should land him in jail. I don't want to wish jail on anyone, but some of the things that he's done should warrant some amount of time. But when you do the research on what he's actually being charged for, you will see why the jury is still out on those racketeering charges. You can see that. The jury is still out on the racketeering charges because you need co conspirators to do racketeering. They have to prove that a bunch of his people were involved and they make money off of this and they were running this like a criminal enterprise and all of this stuff. And this was not it. The man was just a freaky individual who used the people around him for his freaky goods because he had the resources to do so. So, what people don't understand is that there are people in their family, there are people up and down their street, there are people probably right in front of them on the bus or anywhere else around them that would have done a lot of the freaky things that Sean P. Diddy Combs did. But they don't have the resources to do some of those things. He actually had the resources to go and find people to do what he saw in his mind and what turned him on, whether they be rubbing baby oil or whether they be seeing Cassie do a bunch of freaky stuff. Whatever it was, this man had the resources to make his freaky dreams come true. There are a lot of you guys who have a lot of freaky dreams, but you don't have the resources to make your freaky dreams come true. Imagine being able to not have any woman in the world, but being a legitimate a suitor for any woman in the world, being that you are on you are within the 1%, the 0.5% of the world, and you have this persona. There are people with money, but they don't have the persona. You not only have the money, but you have the persona. You have the prestige. You have the notoriety to do whatever it is that you want to do. So this is what people have to realize. And I'm not taking up for him. I'm going to constantly say that throughout this whole life. I am not taking up for him. I don't care about all that freaky stuff. Control yourself. But there are a lot of people who will become someone totally different if they had the resources to do that. And if they had the resources to keep it covered up for 30 plus years. This is not something that just happened with Cassie. This is something that happened before her. This is something that happened after her. This is something that continued to happen even after it was brought to the attention of the authorities and the public and everybody else because this man was who he was. So we have a whole bunch of people that are in similar positions that are probably as freaky or freakier than Sean P. Diddy Combs, and they are not lynching these people the way that they're lynching Sean P. Diddy Combs. This is a problem. This is a problem because you could take a man and you could expose all his dirty secrets. And to be honest, I wouldn't have been surprised if he beat all of these charges. But the way that this situation is playing out, it's looking like the jury has reached a verdict on sex trafficking and transportation, um, sex trafficking, basically. So it looks like the jury's reached a verdict, and in my experience, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. If you think about the Young Thug situation, the jury was out forever. And they was like, look, we not even gonna make them decide. Let's do this. Let's work out a plea deal. Let's do whatever. And that's the way that that situation worked out because after the jury is out, once the jury is out for so long, you can almost believe you're gonna get a hung jury or they're gonna drop these charges. They'll find you not guilty because somebody is wearing somebody else down in that room, right? But if they walk in there and they say, you feel like this, you feel like this, you feel like this, you feel like this, blah, blah, blah. And they can talk each other into a verdict within 48 hours, you are almost guaranteed to be cooked. I'm not saying it's 100%, but I'm saying most likely, if the jury can walk in the room and, excuse, if the jury can walk in the room and within 24 to 48 hours come up with a verdict, it's usually not good for the for the defense. I'm not saying that this is the case. I don't have any insider knowledge. I'm not connected. I'm sitting here in Detroit. I haven't talked to anybody at the trial. I don't know anything like that, but I'm telling you in my experience, and I have a long, lengthy, not want to talk about it here experience with the law. If they can walk in a room and reach a verdict within 48 hours, you probably cooked. So let's count Sean P. Diddy cooked for sex trafficking and the transportation charges. But They are still deliberating the racketeering charges. I'm almost willing to bet that they are probably going to be hung jury, or they're not going to reach a consensus on him being guilty of racketeering. I'm going to tell you why. Racketeering is something that happens within a group, and they have not proved that Sean Combs acted with a group of people or he was some kind of freaky freak off mastermind. This is just some freaky fantasies that he had, and he had the resources to make them come to life. So let's just pray that whatever it is, his family is by his side and everybody come together in this time. My guy Via, what's up, Via? Via the great. Via ain't sent me no beats in a while, y'all. Via don't think I rap no more. I gotta get back. And actually, I tried to record the last couple of days, man. And my I had some issues with my keyboard to my studio computer. I use different computers for everything, and my studio computer was acting funky. So I'm gonna take it to the shop. It wouldn't recognize the keyboard. I don't know what it is, but I looked it up and did a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm gonna be back in the booth. Shout out to everybody that tap in with me, y'all. I really appreciate y'all. I know it's been a little sporadic, but obviously I had a bunch going on as far as finding somewhere to call home as far as my business. And then um, I had a lot going on personally, and I don't never use that as an excuse as far as conducting business. It definitely was an excuse as far as conducting business, but it was slowing me down as far as doing these lives and doing everything like that. But I'm back. I will be doing more lives at the crib, and I will be doing more lives at my office here. I will also be doing some things on my blackboard that's to my left, and I may even do some presentations. Um, maybe I may even do some presentations if I get to that. Just to be honest, you know what I'm saying? Man, we taking care of business over here. So, back to Diddy though, y'all. I know it's weird, man, because people like it's like treading a thin line, and you don't want to be like, man, Diddy shouldn't be on trial, but Diddy definitely shouldn't have been on trial for everything that he was on trial for, and that's just me being 1,000. That's just me being realistic. That's not me, rooting for the bad guy. That's just being, you know, just being honest with the way the system worked. Racketeering is a reach. Some of the other charges were dropped and all that stuff, but racketeering should have been dropped too. But it was just something that they was holding him to, and I don't feel like he's going to be found guilty of racketeering. If he is, we in that type of time. Um, the makeup of the jury is, I believe, 8 men and 4 women. That may be the reason that they're still deliberating. If you understand women, it's a lot more emotion than it is logic. And emotionally, this looks all bad. Like this look all bad, especially if you see the video of him putting his hands on that young lady, and you see different things and different testimonies and different things like that. Emotionally, this type of case could be a real problem. But in reality, he's just a freaky man that had the resources to, excuse me, to take those freaky thoughts that was in his head and to bring them to life. Because Cassie wouldn't have did that for a man of a lesser stature. This is what people got to realize. I know people who say, man, I'll go deal with Diddy or whoever else for X amount of dollars, but you got to take everything that come with that. And I don't want to victim shame, but a lot of the stuff, it sounds like Cassie was down with. And I'm just being honest. It sounds like she was super free too. She probably was. But when you deal with an older man and he don't have your best interests at heart, these are the type of things um, that they are going through. This is just public because Diddy is Diddy. But in reality, a lot of these older men are dealing with these younger women for a sense of control. And this is the type of thing that happens from that. So we need to be careful and protect our women, protect our children, and definitely protect our daughters from these type of situations. It could get scary. So I'm gonna tap out, y'all. I want to tap. I've been in there a few hours. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Shout out to Raham, 4820 Live, my guy Uchi Kern, Phil X. We did some canvassing at the park where the two, well, I guess it's three now, at least two confirmed passings for the the teenager and the 4 year old. So we definitely did some canvassing today and yesterday, and we're going to be out there again tomorrow. But we are definitely trying to combat the violence within Detroit and all of Michigan. If you are a nonprofit or if you're a for profit and you believe in the cause, then you should definitely get with us. Once again, that's Raham Detroit. My guy, what's up? What's up, G? 85% of women will be. No, this most definitely. So back to that. I was trying to sign off of my guy. He tapped in. So just like my guy said, listen, man, women do a lot of weird things for attention. You see it on the internet every day. They getting likes from Carlos up the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? They feel like those 100 likes is something. Just imagine somebody that could change your whole life. This man is not only a billionaire, but he's famous. You can walk in a room on his arm and your life will never be the same, right? I'm not saying he hiding you and you getting turned up in a hotel room. I'm saying he's taking you to the award shows. You are on the front of People magazine. Who is this person? He can make you a star, even if your talent is not star worthy. Cassie was not a star worthy talent, but he definitely turned her up for at least a little bit of time. And when you think about it, a lot of women will say whatever they want to say, but as Mr. As G said, um, uh, at the end of the day, um, at least 85%. I'm gonna say maybe a little more. If you are out here and you are barely 100%, close to 100%. I didn't want to say every single woman, but I'm gonna say about 99.6% of women are going to turn up and be a super freak for this billionaire. He about to change your life. He gonna get your teeth done, your ass done, your titties gonna sit up right, might get your feet cute, whatever, your teeth, whatever. I'm just saying your hair gonna be whipped up, your makeup gonna be top notch, your jewelry gonna look good, your clothes gonna fit right. Everything about your life is going to change. You have women that'll leave their families and they'll go be with somebody like that. People did all of that bashing R. Kelly. I'm not taking up for R. Kelly, but a lot of those girls were there because that's where they wanted to be. Because the people around them did not take care of them, they did not care for them, they did not provide for them. So when you see those fathers complaining and crying about whatever R. Kelly did to their daughters who were 17, 18, 19, 20, and who were technically legal, if you think about it, it's a lot going on at home. It's a lot of attention not being paid to these women or these young ladies. And this is why those ladies were at wherever R. Kelly was. Wherever R. Kelly was. And this is the same thing that's happening with the Diddy case. Diddy can come home tomorrow. It's going to be 50,000 Cassies lined up the first day. Oh, I can't believe they did you like that. I'll come do the free calls with you. Y'all freak for a lot less, a whole lot less. Y'all turn up for a lot less. So when you get somebody that's in the situation that Cassie was in, and it seems like she was already a turn up, then you get somebody like Diddy who got all this in his head and all this freaky stuff he want to do. And once again, now he has the resources to do a lot of this freaky stuff. Then you get what you just seen. You get what you just seen. That's all I know, V. I'm trying to tell them. Women can say whatever they want to say. That man worth $1 billion and he got his eyes on you and he gonna change your life. He gonna get everything you want done to your body. He gonna make sure your hair look good, your jewelry good, your clothing good, you riding good, you living good. You're gonna do whatever the hell he asks you to do with whoever the hell he asks you to do it with. And you can lie to me, but you won't lie to yourself and you will not lie to God. You will not lie to God. And that's just being as honest as I could be, right? Women turn up for little to nothing. So you talking about a man that's worth $1 billion and he's famous, you turning up. You can lie, say whatever you want to say, but you turning up. And you gonna turn up the long way. You're gonna turn up the long way and you're gonna tell yourself, this was just this time. You are not that type of woman. Don't let them, yeah, all that's cute, man. All that's cute. But in reality, you're gonna go do something strange for a little piece of change. And when I say strange, I do mean strange. Because Diddy is a strange young man, right? So that's all I wanted to say. Y'all ain't gonna stay on here no more longer. I'm tired as hell. As y'all can see, we've been canvassing. I've been out. I just got off an hour and a half, maybe 2 hour Zoom call with one of my clients. We really working out here. I don't know what everybody else doing. We getting to it. Shout out to my guy Nep. Nep, my ace boom coon, y'all. My guy Nep, my guy Jeter, my guy Hams. All my guys already gave a shout out to Uchi Khan. We get money over here, man. The fame, definitely the fame, man. Come on, Greg. Why you keep listen, man? Why you keep bringing me back on here? Now, if y'all don't see, let's get to some of these comments. Oh, the Facebook comments don't pop up. Y'all, Facebook got the way they algorithm set up, the way that they system set up, they don't pop up. But basically, it said that sadly the fame is more important than the money to these whores. And he always say whores, bro. I heard it in his voice. That's the funniest thing. That's why I laugh, y'all. Don't make it like I was laughing because he called y'all whores and stuff like that, man. I was laughing because I heard it in his voice and it made me laugh because of the way he said it, man. Now, listen, bro. These women love attention so much. I've seen attention ruin relationships, chances at relationships, marriages. It ruins family relationships. It ruins friendships. Attention is one of the worst drugs that was ever introduced to man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. When even the Cain and Abel situation, that man killed his brother because he didn't like how God gave him the attention, gave him the shout out, and all of these years later, attention still rules the world. And a lot of these women, they are vying so hard for attention. They don't even want a man like they say they want a man. They don't want anything to do with a man, bro. They just want attention. They want a man to give them attention. They want attention for having a man. Then they want to put everything that they have on the internet to get some attention, even if it means losing that man, because they will rather be hearted by strangers than getting the attention from the man that actually wants to give them more than attention. This is the type of life that we living in. If you have a woman that is not out and vying for attention, then that's the woman that you want to keep. Attention is a dangerous drug. Attention is worse than money, as my brother just stated, because attention can come from anywhere. There are people who don't have a dollar to give to you, but they can like your pictures. They can heart your pictures. They can tell you something sweet in your inbox. You can lose everything that you've built within your life because you've built it with somebody who has so much love and admiration for you because you like getting likes because it gives you an adrenaline rush. You get these likes and you like, oh my God, I got 100 likes on my picture. Oh my God, I'm gonna show a little titty in my stories. Oh my God, I'm gonna hide this over here. I know they gonna love this one. Listen, if you have somebody that love you for you, don't worry about the attention. If you only care about attention, there are all kind of weirdos that'll give you attention online. It's all kind of dodos that'll tell you, "Oh my God, you so beautiful. Oh my God, good morning, beautiful." But if you ask them to pay your metro bill, they don't got no snaps on the petrol. They got no snaps on the petrol. They can't take you from your apartment in Southfield to downtown because they can't afford it. But they like your pictures. But they heart your pictures. They may even jump in your inbox and say something nice to you. This is what's ruining relationships. Everybody is saying this is that's ruining relationships. No, it's not that. All these people vying for attention is what's ruining relationships. You have people telling you that you shouldn't go 50-50 with a man. You have people telling you that you shouldn't date a man unless he makes X amount of dollars. Vice versa. You have people telling you that you shouldn't date a woman with kids and you shouldn't be a stepfather or you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z. All these people online are telling you these different things, and these people's lives are in shambles. But you won't know that You won't know that their lives are in shambles because they give you everything they want you to see online. We are living in a time where you can be whatever you want to be because you give people this very, very, very zoned in view of your life, and people take it and run with it. I can go through whatever it is I want to go through. People only knew I went through things with my woman because I made one post and said, she's single, I'm single, let it be. And other than that, I could have told y'all anything. I could have told y'all anything. I went back home. But I could have told, and I was comfortable. But I went back home because I wanted my woman. You know what I'm saying? I am faithful to my woman. I like a picture here and there. Sometimes I like people's stories because I don't want to seem like a creep. I'm just being honest. But I'm not, I would never give you the attention that I give to my woman. I would never give that attention to any woman outside of my house. The only person that gets attention as a woman is my daughter, right? That she has my attention. I'm anybody know me know I spoil this little girl. This little girl, like one of the spoilest little girls in the world. Everybody laughs at it because she. I'm just gonna call my daddy. But my 10-year old, well, she'll be 10 in about 6 weeks. But my 10-year old daughter is the only person that gets that type of attention from me. It's not a freaky sexual attention, but it's an attention that I'm very aware of how my daughter feels. I ask her how she feels, and I make sure that if she's not feeling okay and it's something that I can do to change that, I do that. Other than her, the only other person that, other than my woman, the only other person as a female that I worry about how their day is going, and I try to change their day if it's not bad. I mean, if it's not good, is my daughter. Anybody else, I'm telling you, sometimes I may like your pictures because I don't like being a creep. If your pictures come in my story while I'm looking at something or doing something, I will like the picture. Like it's don't get that don't get hyped because somebody like a picture. It does nothing. Like some of y'all be half through and I like the picture because I don't want you to see it that I looked at it and I didn't engage. Stop believing the hype, y'all. Stop believing the hype. Some of y'all have great men at home and y'all out looking for attention from somebody else because you just want that attention. It's nothing like fresh attention. It's nothing. It's nothing like somebody who don't know all of your faults, right? It's nothing like somebody who don't know what your shit smell like because all they see is a picture, right? It's somebody that don't know what you look like when you wake up in the morning, what your morning breath smell like. For somebody to love you through all of that, somebody loves you. Stop wanting these people to be perfect. They don't have to be perfect. Stop wanting these people to make $200,000 a year. They don't have to make $250,000 a year. They don't have to make $1 million a year to give you the type of love that you deserve. Now, if you just want money, then like my brother Greg said, you're a whore, and just say that. Just say that. If all you care about is money, that technically makes you a prostitute. That technically makes you a prostitute. Now, if you are a young lady of a certain caliber, how you doing, Atreya? If you do well for yourself, and I know she does well for herself, we've had a conversation about her business, and she's doing well for herself. So let's say you are doing well for yourself, and you understand that you have Hey, no, bro, you can post whatever you gonna post, bro. My guy, he talking about he can't he can't post what he is gonna post. Listen, post what you gonna post. Tag me. Let's go on live together. I'll come up to the shop. We can do a live up there, my guy. So now listen, bro. What I'm saying is, people. Yeah, that's what we saying right now. My guy Nas just he just tapped in. Listen, Nas, that's what we saying. If you scroll a little bit, you'll see in the comments, right? So you if you speak in the comments, right? So now listen to what I'm saying, brother. My brother Greg just said it. Shout out to Greg. If you have not had my big fat shawarma, I go to the one on 8 Mile. They just opened up another one in Bloomfield Hills, Farmers Hills. Don't get me the line, but I go to the one on 8 Mile in DeQuinder. That's a little closer to my home. So shout out to Big Fat Shawarma, my Big Fat Shawarma. Y'all get there, and I'm telling you, they're so clean. Everybody there is nice. I've never had a bad experience. And at what point, like last summer, I was in there like every other day. I pop up. What's up, bro? So y'all definitely get there, get y'all something to eat. Now let's get back to the juice. So now what I'm saying is the women, they won't say, hey, I'm a prostitute, but that's the attitude that y'all giving. Y'all dressing like prostitutes, y'all acting like prostitutes. Y'all gave prostitution such a dirty name that y'all don't want to claim it, but that's exactly what it is. Now, let's say you are a woman of a certain caliber, as I mentioned Atreya a little earlier, but let's say you are a woman of a certain caliber. Atreya does well for herself. I know this is not from social media pictures and different things like that. I'm only bringing her up because she on here, and we've had a conversation about her being an entrepreneur and handling her business in Texas and making her money, and I know she does pretty well for herself. But please do not go there. We are forced to sit. So this all I'm saying, right? With let's say with a young lady like Atreya, and let's just say she makes $250,000 a year. Let's just say that. Let's say she make $250,000 a year, and let's say she understands that I cannot date below a certain caliber of man because I cannot have a certain conversation with a certain caliber of man. So what people don't understand is everything is not based on income, right? Everything is not based on income. Sometimes you don't have to say I'm not dating a man that's, makes less than this. Sometimes you could just say, you know, I have my standards. And that's okay, right? It's okay to have your standards, right? Right? Nobody can tell you not to have standards, right? So I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is for you to make that the only qualification that makes you a prostitute. If you feel like the man you deal with has to be a millionaire and that's the only qualification, that makes you a prostitute. Now, if you say this man has to have his stuff together, or he has to be on the way to that and have the potential to that. We have to be able to have a certain conversation. We have to see things alike. We have to view God in the same light. We have to share mutual respect for God, or we have to be heading in the same direction in our life. That's one conversation. But for you to pin your relationship status on this man has to make this much money, that makes you a prostitute. Is no other way around it. So now we talk about Cassie. I don't want to victim shame, but Cassie was dealing with one man. She found somebody that made a little more money. She started dealing with him. Things didn't turn out the way that she thought they would. What y'all got to realize is the woman had to be a little freaky already. So when we talk about these freak offs and different things like that, you're not going to turn the average woman into that type of freaky to where she just want this every night, blah, 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 unless she is either a prostitute or she is playing a game with you to give you what you want. You think you getting something from her because it gets her closer to her end game. But um at some point, women have so much sex that they are disconnected. They are disconnected. So we look at sex as something sacred or something that you share with somebody you have feelings for, that you care for. But after a woman has been abused sexually, after a woman has had so many sexual partners, after a woman has had one night stand after one night stand after one night stand, her value of herself has dropped so low that she is not concerned with how you want to freak off. At this point, it becomes survival. You see somebody like a Korean Stephens. Korean recently said that she was cheating. Well, she was dating Lil Wayne and Bow Wow while she was married, and her husband would let her go on these trips, and he was a millionaire, and he would let her do her thing. And when she came back, he would ask her if she enjoyed herself. That is a certain type of person. That's a certain type of person. He understood the type of woman that he had married. She did whatever he needed done for himself, whether that was some type of status, whether he watched some of her freaky Pornhub videos and he felt a certain way, whatever it was, he had whatever he wanted out of that relationship. This is what people have to realize. Everybody's in a relationship for different reasons. So when you see somebody like Diddy and he watching men have sex with his lady, it's something that he's getting out of that conversation, right? So these are some of the things that people don't understand. I remember talking to someone and they were talking about him and his wife going to a swingers party. And he was like, look, bro, I man, this was probably like 10 years ago, maybe. But he was like, look, bro, I'm not built for it, right? Him and his wife were having problems. And this is what they came to. Maybe we need to go do some swinging. Maybe we need to turn up. This might be good for us. They had been married a number of years. They wanted to bring some excitement to the bedroom, and they decided to go be swingers. And he was like, bro, I came in the party excited. I'm gonna go get some new coochie. I'm gonna have me some fun. He said, once I got in the party, I'm thinking my wife gonna be nervous. I'm gonna have to talk her into something, let her know, baby, it's okay. This is what we're here for. But he said he got in the party and his wife seen something she liked. This is what he tell me, bro. I'm not making this up. He said his wife seen something that she liked. He said at first he was a little like, okay, we gonna turn up tonight. He said, but she was starting to like it a little too much. And that did something to him. And he was like, I ain't ready for that. Right? But there are people who are ready for that. There are people who live their life like that. There are swingers who are in swinging clubs. They go out and have sex with other people, husband and wives. They switch partners. You have people that bring people into their relationships as sexual, like outsiders, basically. They bring people in, they have rules for this, and they say, look, this is what we're going to do. You can't call the male. I can't call the female, whatever it is. They work out the rules of engagement and they engage, right? They engage. So when you see somebody like Cassie, who's getting all the attention in the world, looks like all the money in the world, and she off having freak offs, and you say, I wouldn't have did that, it couldn't have been me. I'm telling you, at least 99.5 or 6% of the women in the world would have done exactly what she did and went and turned up for a man of that caliber and that money. Now, if you take away one of the other one, it may be questionable because when somebody don't have fame and they don't have a fortune, then you may be like, look, you cool, but I don't know you, nigga. But for somebody to have fame and fortune and connections and be able to put you in whatever position that you want to be in, look at Carisha, the girl can barely talk and got a talk show, right? She got a whole podcast that can barely hold a conversation, right? So you see somebody like that and somebody of the least, like the lesser amount of talent, and you say, hey, if he can do this for her, he can do X, Y, and Z for me, then you end up in a position that you really didn't plan on being. This is how it happens. Do not believe that you are above this because life will kick you in the ass a lot faster than you know it. A lot of women have done a lot of freaky things for a whole lot less money and a whole lot less famousness and a whole lot less attention and a whole lot less likes. Trust me, trust me. A lot of women have busted open for a lot less and they can say what they want, right? And I'm not talking about, oh, I was in high school or college. I'm saying your 35, 40-year old self then turned up, face down, ass up for a lot less. And you can lie to whoever you want to lie to. I've been around long enough to know that it is what it is. I grew up with a family full of women, and it is what it is, right? You can blame social media, you can blame whatever else it is. No, all that did was bring a whole light on some of this stuff, right? That's all it did. It just shedded a light on a lot of this stuff because a lot of this stuff been going on thousands of years. Prostitution is like the oldest job in the world. In the world, prostitution might have been the first job somebody got paid for. Not cutting grass, not cutting hair, not doing nails. I'm telling you, it's probably prostitution. It's the oldest profession known to man. It stood the test of time. It looked a lot different in different eras, right? Right? Because they didn't have back page in BC. In BC, right? It couldn't. They didn't have back page back then, but they got it. They didn't have plenty of fish, but they got it right. Facebook dating, whatever. Everybody humping. Nothing is really a dating site for real, man. Everybody humping. They humping on Christians mingles. Christian mingle full of freakizoids, right? I'm just keeping it 1,000 with y'all. Everybody humping, man. Don't believe the hype. But you talking about somebody with extensive fame and fortune that run a lot longer than you could even imagine. You turning up, man. Well, Greg talking about ask the boat owners. They ain't the man. They turned up on the boat. Listen, you don't even gotta have nothing. You don't even gotta have nothing. I'm being honest. I made a post about not being with my woman. My inbox went crazy. My inbox went crazy, bro. I don't own the boat. I do all right for myself, but I don't own a boat. You know what I'm saying? They turned up. They turned up out here, man. The women, like I said, man, they have totally like the value of their bodies has dropped so low. That's why they man. I went to the concert Sunday and it was ass out. Like I'm just being 1,000. It was like so much ass out, and it just lets you see that it's for the world. Right now, it's nothing sacred. So if you are a male and you got a woman that covers up and ain't seeking attention, you got a decent woman. That's a start. That's a start, right? If you got a woman that's always posting something nude in the stories, showing cleavage in the stories, bent over in the story, she chasing attention. If you putting it in the stories, it's probably because you want the response to be private. Trust your instinct, man. Now, I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I'm gonna say hopefully, but if the verdict come, I'll go live tomorrow and talk about the verdict. If nothing else, I'll find something else to talk about because I'm settled in here, and even if I'm at home, I can go live from the crib with the blue lights and everything, and make it look real nice for y'all. But other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening.